Hello, my friend. Kai Grüning here, performance coach, owner of KG Fit. I help individuals, athletes, CEOs, any kind of people to improve their performance on a physical and on a mental level. Today, I want to help you to remove limiting beliefs that might hold you back to implement an exercise regimen or certain limiting beliefs or thought patterns that might hold you back to get to the next level. I put this slide together quickly because these are reoccurring thoughts or aspects that people have told me over the years. I've been at this point training people for 23 years, and I hear the same thing, right, over and over again. We go through this, it gives you an idea on how you have to reframe them and how you have to create more awareness and be more honest with yourself, and it will assist you in your process. So let's go right into it. Let's start with the first one. One that I hear very often, oh, I'm doing well without exercise, or I perform well without exercising. When we exercise, we are creating brain-derived neurotropic factors. What does that mean? They help us to increase or grow new neurons. So talking about neuroplasticity, talking about creating new thought patterns, new behaviors. We always say, like, neurons that fire together, wire together. We want to create new patterns. And the more often we create a new habit, the more often we reframe a thought, the more often we create new thoughts, the stronger these get. That's one part. The second part, obviously, when we exercise, our ability to learn increases. Our focus increases. We can change behavior better. Our memory goes up. Blood flow increases, and so on and so on. Exercising, obviously, everybody knows that, reduces our stress. So with reduced stress, our performance in any field of any other field of our life will improve as well. So your performance in the rest of your life will improve. When people say, I don't have time, or it's not efficient because I have to so many other things, you have to reframe that part. First of all, I ask, well, you don't have time. Do you have social media? Are you on Facebook, TikTok, you name it? And if so, are you watching TV, right? So if you're doing those things, you have time. I have trained a lot of CEOs, people that are very, very busy, and even these people know or especially these people know the importance of exercising, and they are creating the time. They are creating the time slots. So I don't have time. Life is about priorities, right? If you say that, watching TV, social media, or those kind of things are more important to you, well, that's okay. But then also be aware that your health will suffer over time as well. Okay, I hear that all the time. I'm too old. Obviously, the older you get, the more important exercising is, right? It's not only for our stamina, it's for our brain. It's for us to continue to be able to do what we're doing, or actually improving our movement. Avoiding overuse in joints, being able to do what we're doing in our 20s and our 30s, even in our 60s and 70s. Being able to play with your children and with your grandchildren, And this is not like a coincidence. This is something that you, with a good exercise regimen, you can maintain or even improve. Which leads me to, I have a bad hip, bad shoulder, bad back. I've heard it all. People that I've had so many people that came to me over the years, and they have had back problems for years, decades. With a proper exercise routine, you will eliminate those back pains, hip pain, shoulder pain. You need a good coach. If your coach doesn't have the capabilities to fix your shoulder, whatever, then look for a physical therapist. These things are always fixable, and surgery, in my opinion, is rarely a solution. Most of the time, I always say prehab before rather than rehab. You can always improve and prevent further challenges down the road when you have a good exercise regimen in place. I've heard like I'm not flexible enough. We all have to maintain or increase our flexibility. There are just a few people that are hypermobile or double jointed, how they say. These people, generally speaking, don't have to stretch, but at least they have to foam roll to reduce the muscle tone. For hypermobile people, it's more that they actually should create more stability, more strength in the joints slash through the increased muscle strength, be able to do certain things. But everybody can incredibly increase their flexibility. If it hasn't happened to you yet, then you haven't been stretching long enough and often enough. It will happen. There are some exceptions. Let's say your hamstrings are always tight. Well, that would be an example. Okay, let's look at why are they always tight. Is it the way you're standing? Is your anterior core, like the front, is it weak so that you're sitting in an anterior pelvic tilt, what they call a lower cross syndrome, your hips are tight. If the hips are tilting forward, the hamstrings will automatically tighten up to hold the pelvis, the hips in the right position. So then the next step would be looking, okay, why am I tight in certain areas and maybe not in others? But generally speaking, you have to improve your mobility to maintain your performance and also to be able to move proper. I'm not coordinated, or I'm not coordinated enough. I hear this all the time. Coordination is just doing, right? It's just learning like anything else. You can greatly improve your coordination. Even if you are not quote unquote coordinated, you can increase your coordination enough to create or to perform a proper strength and conditioning program. And sometimes it's also more stability that inhibits when people think I'm not coordinated, but that's another aspect. Just do it, get into it, and you will see it will improve. I'm healthy. It reminds me of a story, or a story like something I experienced with a client years ago. So the person was 150 pounds overweight, and the person said that she was healthy. And if you have been healthy for your whole life, or you have been overweight your whole life, and you're taking some medication, then it's really a limiting belief that you think that you're healthy, right? If you're that overweight, you're not healthy. There are certain things that you have to address to improve. No problem where I always say, like, wherever you're at, that's okay. But we have to be real with ourselves and look at, okay, what is and how can I improve from here? Other people have like, oh, I've never had health problems. I don't know why now I have problems with XYZ. Well, there's a breaking point, right? If you are avoiding something, if you're not doing something for your health, for your movement, to maintain range of motion or to strengthen certain areas, eventually the body will give in. Yeah? So it's something that's compounding over years that now led to you getting hurt. It's not necessarily something that, like, an injury, like direct injury impact or something like created. I can't stick to it. So sticking to it is connecting enough emotion, positive or negative, that drives us to sticking to it. It's okay to fall off. It's knowing that when you create a new habit, new pattern, you will fall off, very likely. You might fall off very often. That's okay as well. Just look at why did you fall off? Are there things that you can put in place, strategies, other habits that will help you to strengthen those new exercise habits? Your body and mind will adapt to whatever you do. So if you can now get up and do a squat, that means also that you can create an exercise regimen and you can also stick to it. Put certain aspects in place. If you have trouble in the beginning, accountability, get a trainer, get a coach. If you don't have the financial means at this time, just do it with a friend together that you know that maybe has a strong exercise regimen already. So do things that create what you desire. The brain is remarkable how it adapts. It's about, for us, attaching the right energy, right emotion to what we want to achieve. I can't do cardio because of my asthma. I've heard that. I have asthma myself, and that's why I do cardio. So whenever something is restricted, for me, whenever I'm not good at something, that's what I lean into. Whatever is in the way, that's the way. So obviously, when I do more cardio, my lung capacity increases. I can use an inhaler. Sometimes I do it without and just push the limit a little bit. But again, the fact that there are limitations are the reasons why you should be doing it. Some people sometimes said, well, I have tried everything, I can't do it. Usually it is you gave up too early. If you would have tried everything, you would have improved. So one thing that I see with a good coach, we have the experience for ourselves and with our clients, and we know we have tools to assist you to break things down, like maybe regressions to help you to get where you want to be. So sometimes you can find them yourself, just go online. If your time is restricted, again, get a coach that helps you to break things down and has done it with many people before. Yeah, this is a good one. I'll start tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. You don't need a date to start something. If you made the decision to start, I said start right now. Break it down into smallest increments. If you think, well, I should get a trainer, I should get a coach, then look up coaches right now. I should be doing this. I'll start that date. No. If you put it out, you have very often done that before. I'll do it at a different time. Is if you're really committed to it right now, to whatever you want to implement it right now, right? And that can be really just a small aspect of, okay, let just write it down. And what are the next steps that I'm taking? So you're already in the process of change and implementation. Right? I need XYZ before I can start. You know, I've heard like, oh, I need new running shoes, or you know, the list is endless. Let's take the example of running shoes. In, you know, there are countries where people run to work 10 miles a day, and they don't even have shoes. So I don't recommend to go running for, you know, that far without shoes. You don't need new shoes, right? You can go for a walk if you want to implement a running regiment or whatever. If you want to start, just go for a walk. Just start with the smallest increment and just walk around the block. I want to spend time with the kids. Valid. And at the same time, I would say we are living by example. And when you exercise and take the time for yourself, they will see and they will model you. So you will model success for them. Also, when you do that, you will be surprised that very often they want to exercise with you, or they want to do something themselves, so they might get into sports as well. Yeah, so the biggest challenge people have, they overthink, right? They always like, oh, I have to change my nutrition, I have to create an exercise regimen, I have to do this, this, this. Don't even go there. Start right now. You can do one squat, one push-up right now. You can walk around the block right now. So that meaning is already you are being in the process. Now do that every day. Put your alarm and just do that. Lower your expectations, and as you go through the process, you will add more skills, you will add more stamina, you will add more mental toughness, and creating the habit means that everything will get easier for you. Right? As it gets easier, you increase the intensity, you increase the volume, and so on. So the key is just to break it down in small increments and make it so laughable that you said, well, I can do this, and then you just start. I hope this helped you guys. Give me a thumbs up and I will post more. Take care.